Today I want to talk about 6 common mistakes trainers do in Pokemon Unite. And there's also going to be a bonus tip at the end, so make sure to stick up to the end. My mission here is to help you guys, and I hope you can learn from these pointers that I represent today in this video. So let's begin. Number 1 is that you're being too cocky when leading in the match. So you might get into this game and you'll be like, hey dude, I got a couple kills, I'm so popping off right now, we got the first Dreadnought, woo woo, I'm doing so good. And that's great, that's really awesome, you need to get into that position if you want to secure the victory. However, you don't want to go overboard and start doing stupid plays just because you're just little fed. Because if you do overextend, you don't know the balance, you could start dying to the enemy and suddenly you just lost the lead you so well got in the first place. So it's good to get that early lead, especially with Pokemon that do excel in the early game, but you also need to know your limits, so you won't lose that lead to the enemy team. Also, did you know that only
2.3% of my viewers are actually subscribed to my channel?
Number 2 is kind of a opposite to the number 1, which is don't know how to play safe when behind. I'll give a short explanation, but basically, if you're on a losing side of things, that you're getting pummeled in the laning phase, or you just got counter-jungled, or you lost the first Rotom or the Dreadnought, take a step back, group up with your team, take all the farm you can, try to adapt to the situation you're in. Sometimes it can snowball into so heavily against you that you're just gonna lose the game and that's it. But there are many games and many situations that if you play it smart despite being behind, just farm, don't feed the enemy more, keep a smart positioning, etc. You can still turn some of the games around. But if you start to tilt and just mindlessly go from point A to point B and just that's the end of the road for you. So it's very important to know how to play safe when you're behind. Number 3 is that you don't have the ability to be flexible in the Pokemon select menu, and this especially applies to ranked mode. It's a little controversial topic because a lot of people want to play their role and they just insta-lock it, or think like, I'm gonna play this jungle for example, other guys can fill. Or if they don't fill, it's I don't care. I do understand that to a certain extent, because I can even relate to that. I just lost a ranked game, because I wanted to play jungle, which is my main role, but I saw this other guy picking the jungle, and I thought to myself, okay, I'll be the good guy and I'll let this guy jungle. And guess what? He didn't know how to jungle. I lost the Masters game and it was just terrible feeling. So I guess you want to go with your gut. Ideally, you want to have as balanced team as possible when going to these matches. Not 5 carries like Charizard, Greninja, Cinderace, Talonflame and Zeraora. You want to have some bulkiness as well. You want to have that crowd control as well. Because that way it'll make the team more wholesome and balanced. Some Pokemon will enable the carries to do their job and support them as well. Just look at the top teams and top team players, like they don't have 5 carries in their teams. You want to find that wholesomeness in the team. And I know it's very difficult in some situations, especially in solo queue, but just look at each of the games individually and go with this gut feeling that, maybe this Pokemon could be best for the team, or maybe I should go this Pokemon in this game and go from there. And it's probably wise to learn like at least one Pokemon per role, so you have that flexibility and options to choose from. So number 4 is that you queue up or play the game if you have a bad mood. This will reflect anything you do in the day. Let's say you had a bad day in school, or you went to this workplace and everything just went crap to you and you don't feel like smiling at all, or it's just a bonkers terrible day and you still want to play the game. It's okay, I don't judge that, but it can affect how you perform in the game if you feel pissed off, if you feel sad, or if you play in a bad mood. My advice will be just go outside, take a breather, have a little walk, even if it's 5-10 minutes. Just go out of the computer or the Switch or whatever you're playing this game with on, and just try to clear up your mind, take a fresh breather outside, and then come back and then see how the mood is. Is it any better? If it's better, that's great. The games will be better for you as well. So you want to think about your mental state when you play this game. It can affect the results. I can guarantee you this. Number 5 is to playing cooperatively to accomplish goals and objectives. I mean, this game is called Pokemon Unite, which means, and MOBAs in general, means that you can do things better when you have coordinated environment. Obviously the ideal situation is 5-man pre-mates, you guys are on a voice call, Discord, whatever, and you can communicate together, but that's not always the case. In solo queue-like environment, you just want to look up where the teammates are, what they are doing. Oh, the Dreadnought spawn. Should we go there? Yes, you should. Or oh, the Rotom is still up. Maybe we should get the Rotom. And even if you cannot communicate via voice, just try to use the command wheel and the commands in game. Those can even help you or sort of shake up your teammates that hey, oh, wow, whoa, okay, the Rotom is up. Let's go. There are so many things you can secure and do accomplished when you have at least 1, 2, 3 or even 4 allies around you, like Zapdos or Rotom or the Dreadnought. So just keep an eye where your teammates are, what they want to do, and try to adapt to the different situations to come. The number 6 mistake, what I think, is that you might not understand the different matchups and the meta. So it's clear that some matchups aren't favorable to you, and some matchups you are going to excel and win that duel. That's very clear, and it applies to many games, competitive. Some matchups are good for you and some aren't, okay. Then there's the meta aspect of it. Maybe a one patch could buff this guy, and suddenly the matchup isn't favorable to you anymore. Or what about if it's a 2 versus 2 matchup? How's that gonna shake up things? Instead of being that 1 versus 1 matchup, it's gonna shake up things tremendously, and the final outcome of it. Obviously your skill is going to be affecting the outcome as well. How do you coordinate with your teammates, and how do you actually execute everything together? There are just so many macro play related things in the game that will come down from time. When you play more and more and more games, you start to realize that hey, I know this guy, I know this matchup. If I play it safe, I could win this, or oh, this matchup is really difficult, I'm gonna take a step back, call for an ally, and then try to approach the situation, but no, not in 1 versus 1 situation. Hopefully I was able to explain myself with this one. It's kind of tricky to explain, but basically with experience you will start to understand the different matchups and how they work, and how does meta adapt to everything as well. Okay, so now we have the bonus tip, which is technically number 7, is that you are not willing to learn from mistakes or take criticism. I've seen so many people play different competitive games that they are so cocky, they are so arrogant, and they think like if they lost the game, they think like, huh, my teammates were bad and I was the only good one and but that not might be the case even. It could be that the trash talker is actually the culprit, the reason why you lost the game. It's game by game basis. Is it true or not? I don't know, you don't know, that's okay. But the point is that I'm trying to say here is that if you make mistakes, that's okay, that's completely fine. When you lose a game, you are going to learn more from your results than if you keep winning or let's say stomp noobs all the day, all the time, whatever. But every game that you lose, you want to take a step back and think about, hey, what did I do wrong this time, or how can I improve myself? Which is really important, given the fact if you want to improve in Pokemon Unite and want to become a better player, and if there is someone else telling you that hey, should you do this thing differently, which is to get criticism out of someone else, try to have that open mind and think about like, oh, this guy actually might be right, or if you think he's wrong, maybe have a little discussion about it that, that sounds okay, but what about this or that? Because, like I said, I've been so many games, I've been seeing these players who think that everything around them is the mistake and not themselves, which makes them a bad player and they'll never grow the same way. And I think those kind of people will never grow the right way. But that's just my opinion on things. But this is going to conclude my mistakes that I see trainers do in Pokemon Unite. If you found this video helpful, a thumbs up would be appreciated. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.